New information tonight about a double murder-suicide. It took place in a quiet retirement community in northern St. Lucie County. It happened Sunday night, just 2 days before Christmas. Neighbors did report hearing screams before hearing several gunshots that were fired. Today, the sheriff's office says this is clearly a case of domestic violence. News Channel 5's Jillian Idle live right now with what investigators say just led up to this tragedy. Jillian?
Shannon, authorities are saying that the suspect, who has since died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, was actually arrested back in August in Indian River County on domestic abuse-related charges. However, the victim in that case unfortunately didn't want to cooperate with authorities, and those charges were eventually dropped.
And they seemed like a really happy couple.
Neighbors say there were no obvious warning signs.
They just moved into this area. They haven't even lived here a year.
Mark and Renee Holland, along with Renee's father, Rudolph Realm, were living in Spanish Lakes, a quiet retirement community in northern St. Lucie County. Neighbors say for the most part they were nice, but kept to themselves.
Very little encounter, but what encounter I had with her, she was always friendly, and sometimes he would kind of give you this. Other days it was just like, you weren't even there.
But on Sunday night, just 2 days before Christmas,
they had heard one gunshot, and then shortly after that they heard a bunch of screaming, and then they heard several more gunshots.
Deputies found 84-year-old Realm and his 58-year-old daughter Renee dead. 53-year-old Mark Holland was suffering from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
He was very uncooperative.
He was taken to a nearby hospital where he later died. Investigators believe
the female had some of her belongings and was headed out. She was fleeing the area and was yelling, according to what the neighbors.
Sheriff Ken Mascara says sadly this should serve as a reminder that if you ever see or hear something, to always say something.
When I went home Monday afternoon, I was a little unnerved because, you know, you're just not used to something like that happening in a little place like this.
And coming up all new at 6, I'll tell you some warning signs that may have been missed by neighbors here that could help you in your own neighborhood. Live tonight, Jillian Idle, WPTV News Channel 5.